morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Wow. Well, between the weather patterns, we are snowing out here 3 feet over the weekend, and now it's rainy, torrential rainstorms. Feel like monsoon season in Utah, of all places. How about you? Where are you?
Well, and I was going to say, I'm back down in Florida, and last week I was in Washington, D.C. This week I'm in Florida. The week before that I was in Italy, and it's amazing. So now it's 55 degrees, and it was raining today, but now it's blue skies, and it looks fantastic. So the weather chaos, but let's talk about the financial chaos that, like,
banking,
real estate investors. Those investors are the people who, all this talk about the banks right now, because people are really afraid. And I want to say, in a weird way, it's like should we run on the banks and try to get all our money out?
Yeah.
Or what do we do?
Okay, so that's what I want. That's what I want to talk about. So the run on the banks. Here's what is so interesting is that people, through whatever traditional beliefs that we have, people believe that paper money is more protected or more valuable than the ledger money of ones and zeros on all of our on the banking ledger sheets, right? They think now, just so that everybody knows, we got to get this one straight. There is probably less than 3% of cash compared to the entire banking deposits in the financial universe in this country. 3%. That means out of $100,000, $3,000 are available in cash. And so people who are running to the bank to withdraw money are believing that the cash is more valuable than the ones and zeros. And so when they talk about liquidity, they're talking about numbers of dollars, stacks of cash inside the vaults of these branches. And so when you run in to grab them, they have to go buy, they got to go rent dollars to bring back in for more cash. You guys, stop with the 1913 belief that the money system is backed by anything other than just our belief in the system. So if you're going to transfer money out through Zelle or bill pay, or just keep it digital. The problem is that they shut their doors so that people stop running to get cash. Number one. Number two, the liquidity problem is lenders are able to lend 10 times what they have in reserves. Right. So when you go collect your reserves, you're literally taking away the loans, the lines of credit, and the credit card limits of your neighbors and other depositors, because they have to lower those limits when you when you move money out of a bank. And so, and the last thing I want to say about this, since this will be a short episode, so stop it. Just stop it. Your money is protected. And I'm just going to say this. The 1% takes care of the 1%. So anybody who has over $250,000, you're going to get made. First of all, you're a fool for having $250,000 in one bank. Just a fool. Second of all, if you don't know our funding system, and you can go to getfundablejennifer.com to find out our funding system, we never have. It is useless for leveraging purposes to have more than 40,000 in one bank. Because we build relationships with banks, and there's this bank evaluation system for depositors. If you have $20,000 or $40,000 in one bank, that's all they need for you to be a player and be evaluated as a high value customer. So we like to spread the amount of money you have between different banks so that you can get different credit lines from these banks, because you're building relationships. That is all I have to say. Just stop it. Stop it.
Well, and that's some really big takeaways from that, though, Merrill, is number one, you always want to have a relationship with more than one bank. I mean, I hate to say this is not a time when you want to be monolithic. Yeah, I hate to say, I always think you should keep a very solid relationship with one person. We compare it so much to dating.
Yeah.
However, this is not one of those times when you want to have just only one.
You don't want to be monogamous with your banks.
Yeah, you need more than one relationship. When you think about it, even like as a credit card or as a, any of that stuff, it's so important that you can actually, that you have more than one relationship. So briefly, before we wrap this one up, why is it important to have more than one relationship?
Okay, because relationships, like in human relationships, relationships have diversity, right? Think of it as a color wheel. Let's say you financially have 5 colors in your color wheel. You're a market investor in one color. You're a real estate investor in another color. You hedge your bets with gold and silver with another color. Every one of these colors is a different strategy or a different part of your safety net, etc. Right? You want relationships that represent all the different colors of your financial palette. You don't want to be just red. You don't want to be just green. And here's what's interesting. We say the top 20 banks, top 40 banks are what we call top tier banks, tier 1s and tier 2s. But the top 20 banks in this country, the top 10 of those are too big to fail. So notice the people who are taking money out of the small community banks, the Silicon Valley Bank, it's a tier 3. Anybody's taking money out of there, they're moving it over to Chase or Wells Fargo. They're not putting it into a credit union. So if you start out with the too big to fail banks, you're in a position that everybody. When you have multiple banking relationships, you can leverage multiple credit instruments, backed, secured ones, unsecured ones, loans, lines of credit, etc. And we want to make sure that we use those credit lines intelligently along fundamental principles so that the lenders continue to give you more money because you're a valuable customer. So stop this run. Cash is not better than zero. What are you going to do? Put it in your mattress and then then it's going to depreciate. It's going to depreciate. You can have your go bag with $10,000 and 3 different passports, guys, but it's not going to do you any good because that cash is depreciating now and during these inflationary times. Keep the ones and the zeros on the ledgers, not cash in your pocket, you guys. It doesn't work anymore.
It doesn't. Well, thank you so much. And then next week, we're going to do some myth busting. We promised to do myth busting next week, but I just wanted to definitely take on what everybody's talking about with the small
Silicon Valley Bank gave us a whole new subject matter to talk about. So stop going for cash.
Right.
You guys.
And don't have just one relationship with a bank. You need to have more than one because things shift. And there are a lot of stuff that we don't know about that's happening. Just think about it as the tip of the iceberg kind of scenario. There's a lot of things with the banks. We don't know what's happening behind, just underneath the surface. So having more than one relationship, don't keep all your eggs in one basket, that old saying.
That old saying is still a valuable saying, especially one when it comes to your bank. So you guys have a brilliant, beautiful day. Have fun. We will see you next week, okay?